Hello, everybody. Jay and Aquarium here, and we thought we'd try and do a live question and answer. We have never really done this before, but we're gonna try it. It's something I'm into. I like doing question and answer. I like talking to people. I like conversing with fellow aquarists, and I don't know, maybe we can get something out of this. Hey, Big Jays, how are you? Hopefully we can get some more people on too. I'm not sure. Like I said, I've never really done this before. So we'll see how we're doing. I'm just going to put my phone on here so I can see exactly what we got going on here. We'll put it right over here. I know Down the Wormhole is up next. She's up at, I think 12 o'clock. She's up at, I think 12 o'clock. She's up at, So we'll see if we get some more guys. Hey, Storm Riders, how are you? Glad you came by. It's my first attempt at what all you guys do with all your live streaming and such, and figured I'd give it a try. Sorry, I was just checking my audio, see how it's doing. How's everybody doing Sunday morning? Everybody got their coffee and Baileys to get her started off. I'm showing my Canadian side here with a Tim Hortons cup. Anybody going to watch the Canada-Russia World Juniors game at 1 o'clock? I can tell you I will be. Hopefully have a bit different outcome than our last game with Russia. Sorry about everybody from the States who's not in the tournament anymore. You guys got ousted. Still have 2 people on. Let's see if any more decide to join our live chat. Any of the 2 of you that are on have any questions about my fish room? Have you watched any of my aquarium tour videos or anything? If you have any questions, this is a great place to ask. We do have quite a variety of fish and invertebrates and whatnot, even getting into saltwater a little bit now. Looks like we got somebody else on. Hello, Alice. How are you? Thanks for joining in on my first episode of a Sunday morning chat. I've never done this before, but looking forward to it, seeing how it's going to work out. My favorite tank and or fish. Oh, that's a tough one. I got a lot of favorites. I'm going to say probably my favorite tank would be my multifascius tank. Neolamprologus multifasciatus. They're the world's smallest cichlid. They get to about 1.5 inches, but their behavior is out of this world. Not only that, I just love watching them, how they raise their babies. They raise their babies in little wee shells. The babies are microscopic, so tiny, and they just multiply in these shells, and it's amazing to watch how they do it in such a small area. It's a 29-gallon tank where my multifasciatus are, and there's probably, including babies, probably 120 fish in there. And I just love watching them move their shells around. They get in little pissing matches with their neighbors and spit sand and move their shells away from theirs. It's just incredible to watch. It's an entire community in a 29-gallon tank. So that would probably be my favorite tank out of I think I'm up to 28 tanks here. I hope that answers your question, Big J. That is my favorite one to watch. I find myself sitting there staring at it when I got every other tank around here. That's the one I stare at. Hi, Frank. Good to see you on here. Thank you. Yeah, my partner, she bought me a mic to try this for Christmas, so it seems to be working out. I hope it sounds good. Yeah, we'll go from here. I'll adjust it as I need to. I'm also going to try and learn how to put picture-in-picture on here, so we can actually have a camera set up on a tank and talk about that specific individual tank, and maybe that's what I'll start doing on Sundays. Yeah, Slack Pet multis are great. And yes, I am looking to maybe do this. Sunday mornings seem to be my best time that I have available to do this. I can actually get a quiet space here. We do have 4 kids in the house, so it's not always that quiet. And that's been my biggest struggle with trying to get a live stream going, as well as all the technical aspects of it. But it seems like I'm figuring it out. So hopefully I can keep this going on a regular basis on Sunday mornings. I'll try to start them maybe at 10:30, so I'm not coming into down the wormholes time at all. My biggest tank is 180 gallons. So that's my biggest tank, and I can actually give you a view of it from here. That's it right over there. That's my 180 gallon mixed cichlid tank. There's Frontosis, there's red rainbow tropheus in there, Mapenga travasses, albino erratices, a big male dolphin. There is one hybrid in there, and the Venustus, of course. Alice, we don't have 4 small kids. We got 4 big kids. We got 15-year-old, all boys, 15-year-old, 13-year-old, 12-year-old, and 10-year-old. They make a lot of noise. The best thing about Sunday mornings is Bailey's and coffee. I guess my second favorite tank, I probably don't have a second favorite tank. Just all my shrimp. I love all my shrimp tanks. As you can see behind me over here, those are all my 21-gallon shrimp cubes. So I love them. I mostly do Caridina shrimp. I like the challenge of it. I like the challenge of water. I like making water. I like making water that's perfect for the fish. This is something most people advise you against doing. I've developed a system, though, where I can keep my water parameters almost to perfection, to be honest with you. I've got it down that good. We just, and so I like the challenge. We have really crappy water here. Our town water here where we live is crappy. It's got a pH of like 8.2 to 8.4, 400 ppm total dissolved solids. It's yucky. So the only fish that actually like that water are the African cichlids, and I don't do a lot of African cichlids anymore. So I end up doing a lot of RO water and remineralizing the water to where I want it. And this allows me to create perfect water parameters for some of these pickier fish. Thank you, Select Pet. I appreciate that. Oh wow, yeah, you got the same thing going on, Big J's. For us, between going to hockey practices, wrestling practice, hockey tournaments, wrestling tournaments, everything else. It's yeah, we're absolutely crazy. Hey, Aquarium Cop, good to see you here. Thanks for supporting me on my first episode of a Sunday morning live stream. Yeah, Frank, it is crappy. It's a true fact, and no, it's not healthy for you to drink water that's that hard. A lot of our fish may require helmets. Yes, very very good fact, aquarium cop. And I have to change my water parameters for a lot of my different kinds of fish because I could just keep African cichlids and everybody would be perfectly happy. But frankly, I don't want to just keep African cichlids. I like keeping different fish and giving them what they need and see what I can do to get them to breed. And even actually, even at 8.2 pH, I breed a lot of bristlenose plecos. That's one of my big things I breed. Different varieties of them: long fins, short fins, green dragons, albinos, browns. I have another color I am developing. I am developing a blue ancestress. It's coming along. I think my next generation that comes out will be quite blue, in fact, but we will see. Right now, I have. I think I still got a tint of blue with them. When they were really small, they were very very bluish, and this is from about 5 generations of line breeding to try and accomplish this. It's been in the making for 4 years, 3 years, 3 years now. So we'll see how they turn out. They're still a bit young. They're only about 2 inches now. Um, and we'll see when they breed how their babies turn out. But yeah, I have a few different types, and they all breed in 8.2 pH water. They don't mind it at all. I have eggs right now from a few different types of longfins and whatnot. Yes, Select Pet, my Maltese love the water. I don't have to. All I got to do is dechlorinate it. That's it. And so my Maltese, my 180 with African cichlids, and I have a grow out tank of dolphins and whatnot right down there. That 165 gallon you see. It gets straight water, and the tank beside it actually has Parasit nigrinus, green dragon, short fin plecos, and there's a few multis that got left in there as well, and they get the straight goods as well. Uh, Big J, I've been keeping fish since I was 12 years old, and I'm 40 now, so it's been a while. I guess 28 years. When I was a young fella, there wasn't a whole lot of help out for finding fish. It's crazy what we have today with the internet and just live streams, even talking about fish. I didn't even know anybody who talked about fish when I was 12. What I did was I went to my local convenience store and I would buy aquarium magazine, and I would look through aquarium magazine and see what fish were in aquarium magazine. And then I would look in our local buy and sell and go around, get my parents to take me to different pet shops and just see what was available in my area. And those were the fish I started with. And back then there was a fellow, and he might even jump on this live stream actually. His name's Tim, and he lived a few blocks away from me, and I found him through a local buy and sell, and he sold me my first trio of yellow labs. And that's pretty much where I got started. I bought a 100-gallon tank, then I started breeding them, then I started breeding guppies. But it was mostly big Africans I got into, Mabuna and Haps, and that's where I started. And so I would breed them, I would sell them, and the money I made from that, I would buy another tank, and then I'd buy a different kind of fish, and I just kind of did that. And it's the exact same thing that I do now, other than I'm older now, and I'm allowed to set up more tanks. I will say, fish aside, as of late, my focus has been mainly on shrimp. And what I'm going to do for next week's live stream is I'm going to set up a camera on one of my Caradina shrimp tanks, and we're going to pretty much have a shrimp talk. Maybe I'll switch it from a couple of different shrimp tanks, and we can check them out. You guys can talk about. We could talk about my shrimp, talk about your shrimp, how we can achieve better quality shrimp, and what we do to maybe make different kinds of shrimp. Because I have quite a few different Caradina shrimp varieties, and I'm always kind of playing with them, see what else I can come up with. Hey, Mr. B, thanks for showing up, and thanks for throwing it out on Fish Tube notifications for me. I appreciate it. So Again, I'm a little bit nervous. I'm sorry I might be a little jumpy and whatnot. This is my first go at this. We're gonna go until 12 o'clock. We're not gonna jump into down the wormholes time at all because I'm not into that. I'm not into stepping on people's feet. And she's a nice lady, and you should all go watch her live stream after mine. Um, how do I treat my local water to accommodate shrimp? Frank, I have an RO system, and I do RODI, and I absolutely take everything out of my water. Start with pure water, and I remineralize with. Depends what kind of shrimp I'm doing, but give me 1 second. I'll grab the B shrimp stuff that I use for my Carolina shrimp. So for my Carolina shrimp, this is the product I use, and I just follow the instructions on the back, and it works very well as a remineralization for your water. And they all have plants in them, so I also use Prime. Oh, sorry, not Prime. I grabbed the wrong bottle. I use Flourish. Flourish for a little bit of fertilizer. I did see a question up here about what's my favorite plants. I don't know if I have a favorite plant. I kind of like them all. They all do different things. I don't have any fancy plants. All my plants are no CO2, just a little bit just a little bit of fertilizer, and I use Amazonia ADA for substrate in my tanks. Hello, Aquatic Nests, and you're welcome, Frank, for answering your question. Amazonia ADA is, in my opinion, the absolute best aquarium water buffer for Carolina shrimp. It keeps my pH at a solid 6. That's it. That's all they want. And I keep my TDS under 100. It's around 100, sometimes 110, sometimes 90. That's about where I keep it. There is a huge downfall to Amazonia ADA. And that downfall is that it takes about 6 to 8 weeks to cycle a tank with it. It consistently produces ammonia as long as it's active, and it's active for 2 to 3 years. So you need a good cycled filter in there to combat the ammonia that it throws off. And you will know when your tank is ready. The Amazonia ADA is about the best thing you can have to actually tell you how far along you are in cycling your tank, because I constantly test, and until I have zero ammonia in my water, that's when I know the tank's ready. Do a bit of a water change and go, and that's how I know my filter is cycled. So if you're into shrimp, yeah, these are things that are a necessity for Carolina shrimp anyways. Now, if you want to get into Neo-Carolina shrimp, well, they're good with a pH of 7. They're not real picky, just neutral water, TDS of about 200, and off to the races. They're quite a bit easier to keep, but I like the colors of the Carolina a bit better. Does anybody else have any more questions? So I'm not just rambling on. I seem to be a rambler. What's everybody going to be up to on their Sunday? Yeah, Select Pet. They're pretty hardy for the most part. I don't know how hard. I've tried them in my hard water, and I've been unsuccessful with Neo-Carolina. Sorry, I noticed my lighting is horrible here. It's all the tanks behind me, I think. Yeah, so Neo-Carolina in my tap water didn't go so well. I think it was just too hard for them. Again, when I say hard, I'm talking 8.2 to 8.4 pH, and I think they would prefer it more into the sevens, and a TDS more like 200 than 400. But yeah, I've had shrimp survive in my turtle tank upstairs with Petey. They've gone in there. I feed Petey a lot of duckweed, and sometimes, once in a while, a shrimp gets caught in the duckweed and goes in with them, and actually just lives with them. So they are very, very, very hardy shrimp. Yeah, slack pet. It's nasty, and big things are going to happen here very soon, and that is that we're going to move. We're not staying in this house. I really don't like living here. It's a big house in a subdivision. I want to get out in the country a bit. And the idea is that I'm a carpenter. So I'm actually going to either buy a property that has a large garage that's going to become my fish room. It's going to be only a fish room, just heat the room. It's going to be a separate entity from the house, essentially. And I'm going to rock out a bigger fish room that's solely dedicated to fish. Sorry, I was just looking at our puppy. Our puppy's over here eating stuff. You guys want to meet Roscoe? Here he is. Roscoe. Come here. Come here. Come on up. Come on. Up. Nobody can see you there. You're not quite tall enough. Come here. It's being shot. Oh, come on up, you big glute. Look, I'm in the camera. This is Roscoe. This is our Burmese mountain dog puppy. He's 7 months old now, so he's down here doing a live stream with me. Say hi. That's about all you're gonna get. Okay. All right, go lay down. Yeah, Mr. B, he's still a pup, believe it or not. He's about 100 pounds, but he's only 7 months old. He's gonna be a big fella. So yeah, with that being said, I'm not really going to add a whole lot to my fish room here than I already have, because I think it's going to be a spring-summer thing where we move, and I'm setting up new fish rooms. So I don't want to add any more to move. This is going to be hell to move as it is, and I don't want any more. I was actually going to go out and just get. I was going to get 6 or 8 zebra placos and start a zebra placo LO46 breeding group, but I'm just going to wait until I move. It's only in a few months, and then I can set them up and leave them in a tank, because I know with L46, you start moving them around, it throws them off. They don't want to breed for you. You got to leave them and keep them stable. So I kind of feeling like I'm at a standstill right now until yeah, I'm kind of at a standstill because I don't want to really move forward with getting more tanks until we move. Select Pat, you may already be on top of it, but I suggest grabbing a few mods for the future streams so they can drop links. Yeah, if I actually get popular enough here, I didn't even know if anybody was going to show up for this one, to be honest with you. Like I said, I just kind of finally figured out how to do this, and we'll go. But yeah, definitely, if I'll try to figure out how to make mods, I'll have to look into that, but I haven't done that yet. Maybe I'll set it up for next Sunday. I know a few people on here that probably wouldn't mind being mods. Yes, Alice, it is a huge puppy. He's a good boy though. He's a really good boy. I take him to the dog park. He just plays with the other dogs. He usually picks out the smallest dogs to play with, and he's a big gentle soul. Three to 4 kilograms. Oh wow, that's about what my dog eats a day. Is about 3 or 4 kilograms of food, I think. I know a 40-pound bag of food only lasts him like 2.5 weeks. How many people have we get on here so far? 10. That's good. I can't even see half the stuff hasn't popped up here for me yet. Thank you, Frank. I appreciate it. Do my best for live streams, and like I said, yeah, we're trying. Like I said, that yeah, select pet. If I stream, they will come. Um, Sorry to trying to catch up on some comments here. What is coming up on my computer and what's coming up on my phone are two different things. The computer is quite a bit behind, actually. It's just catching up. Um, Korea Cup. Yeah, I'm trying to pay attention to the chat. I may get a mod though if I watch that Candy lady is what I watch her on all your guys' live streams and all the other fish lives. She's fantastic, man. Like I don't know, she get paid because she should. She should. Just say it. She treats it like a freaking 9 to 5 job, but all hours of the day. I don't know how she does it. She's fantastic. I don't expect that quality of a moderator, but I might get someone on here next live stream to moderate. Yeah, aquatic nests, moving tanks is not fun at all. It's yeah, it's just it sucks. It absolutely sucks. So I don't want to get, like I said, I got 27 tanks to move now. I'm going to try and like bridge and mortgage type of thing or whatever to so that we can stay in this place for like an extra 3 weeks after we get the other place. So I have that much time to uh, move in. Yeah, maybe Mr. B can slip me in now that I got all this shit worked out. I'm not a tech savvy person that can build a house. Like I'm a flooring contractor by trade. I work for myself. I'm a finished carpenter that specializes in flooring and trim. I can make anything beautiful, but playing with computers and especially this, I'm using a MacBook for this, and I'm not up on my MacBook skills at all. So we're figuring this out. But like I said, next time I'm gonna go baby steps. Next video, I'm going to put a picture-in-picture up on the screen as well, and that'll give us something else to talk about too. But if you want to throw me in there, Mr. B, 11 o'clock would be great, and that way I got an hour slot before down the wormhole. Yeah, Chevy Fish, I'd love to get Bob as a moderator. I enjoy Bob's videos. I watch his videos. He was one of the first YouTubers actually that reached out to me, and I'm not gonna say it kind of took me under his wing, but did he showed me a lot of things about all this YouTube stuff, and he was very outgoing, and he always has been, and probably always will be. So yeah, if Bob was interested, I'd definitely get Bob to moderate for me. And yeah, the Zen Ginger, I see them everywhere on almost every live stream we have. So is there any more questions about any of the tanks we keep or anything like that? I'm open to answer some questions, and if I have a good answer for you, or if you're having a problem with your tank or something, I'm open to answer questions. I might have the answer, I might not. But I'd absolutely do my best. And this, like I said, this is my first one, so there's really no agenda here. One thing I am going to talk about, though, that I would like to do in the future, and I'm going to get another one of these microphones, just like this one. And I am actually going to have, I would like to do like a live podcast with fellow aquarists. I know many top-notch aquarists. Many people don't know about. Some don't even go online. And I'm hoping to invite them to my home, and we'll have just a candid conversation chat between two aquarists. just a live podcast, and I think it'd be really cool to pick somebody's brain and have my own brain picked as well, and just throw different ideas around about the hobby, because there's so many different ways to do things. So that's going to be something coming up in the near future as well. Big J, is your fish room ran on air, or do you use individual hang-ons or sumps? My fish room is ran on air. If you look back through my videos, Big J, I actually, not very long ago at all, I did a complete video on my air loop system here. Check that out. It's see, if I had a moderator, he'd throw the link up. Anyways, that explains it better than I can right here, right now. Check that video. It is dedicated to my air system. So I essentially run 70 linear feet of 3/4 inch PVC airline with a big Jumco pump, and almost everything is air here, except for the 180 gallon tank. It's got an FX6, a Marineland 360, a large Penguin hang-on back, and an aquaponics system to run it. Everything else is air. I do have, like you probably noticed when I showed you that 65 gallon tank, it does have an aqua clear on the front of it. I just use that for a little bit of extra water polishing when I need it. I put some filter floss in it just to polish the water. Hey, Maple Street, thanks for coming by. Yeah, thanks for coming. As our first go at this, so I hope you don't mind the crappiness of it if I'm not doing that great of a job, but we're gonna get better, and I have some ideas that are possibly a little bit different than some other live streams, and this is more or less a test go on this Sunday morning, and so far it's going good. I appreciate you all coming and supporting me on this. Yeah, Select Pat, I could get someone to throw links in. So I guess I'll try and figure that out, how to do it. I don't know. What do I do here? Do I just push on this? Oh, I see how to do that. Got it. I can highlight stuff. Good morning, LT Aquavision. Thanks for joining my live stream. It is going to shut down in 10 minutes because I don't want to run into down the wormholes live stream. So yeah, that's it. Appreciate the props, Maple Street. Look at that. I even just figured out how to do that again. We're getting on this. And then I'll figure out how to do mods. I was trying to do this before. I've honestly been trying to go live since about Christmas. But I was trying to use the OBS system, and I can't figure it out. I'm not techie enough to figure out the OBS system. So I got this StreamYard working, and it seems to be working out. So it's a little more user friendly than the OBS. So you gotta just about be a rocket scientist to use that one. Click the dots. It should give you the option to mod or visit channel. I wonder what dots you're talking about. You must mean on my phone. So let me see. I'm going to make you a mod right now, Select Pat, if I can. There, I just did it. I just made you a mod. Figured it out. Thank you, Select Pat. I appreciate that. Oh, my puppy and one of the cats is having a standoff. You guys might have heard that. Now, one other thing I'd like to do, which will be nice when we do move and I have a dedicated building for a fish room, I want to make like a nice little studio for this too. I've been actually doing a bit of photography of my shrimp and fish and getting a few pictures blown up and whatnot. So I'd like a spot to hang them and just yeah, have a little better setting for this. Maybe we can work on the lighting a bit because I know it absolutely sucks. But yeah, this is cool, and I guess it's only going to be even better in the future as we figure this stuff out more. Sorry, just trying to catch up on everybody here on what's going down. You still there, Select Pet? If you are, show me some mod stuff. Oh, maybe Select Pet left, or it's just not showing up on my thing quick enough. Yeah, Big J, I appreciate you showing up and supporting, and like I said, it's only going to get better from here. I going to get the hang of this, and like I said, we'll get some picture in picture and give us some. It'll give us some media to talk about, so we just don't have to come up with stuff out of the air. I'll engineer some stuff to talk about, and I do appreciate everybody showing up for this. It's kind of bringing me out of my shell a bit. I don't usually talk this much, and it's when it's live, it's a little bit different. It's been a learning curve for this last half an hour or so, but I do appreciate y'all coming, and I'm only going to get more comfortable doing this. And I think actually it'll be easier for me if I do bring in guests. We can have an across the table discussion about the aquarium hobby. I think it'll be easier because I actually have a person in front of me to be able to converse with, and it'll just feel a little more natural for me. I think that's the route I'm gonna go with. Oh, look at Select Pet go. He just linked her. He put the link up. That was great. Thank you, Select Pet. You already proven your worth. Here, we'll throw a Big J in there too. But the stream's almost over. I don't know if you just stay a moderator every time I'm on then, or do I have to do this every time for the moderator? Someone can tell me that. I just selected you as a moderator as well, Big J. Again, I don't know if I have to do it. Yeah, I seen that too. When I can figure this out, and I guess I'll have to give the person that I'll have to give the person who what am I trying to say here? The person I'm going to converse with on the split screen, I guess I'll have to give them a code or something that comes up. I'll figure that out. I think it would be really cool doing that too. The cool thing is that I can do this with many local people, but I like the idea of doing the split screen as well, because I can talk to someone in Indonesia about fish, and we can be and have a conversation, even though we would never, ever be able to talk together and meet each other in person due to geographical issues. But distance, and that's another idea. I don't want to just be here blabbing off to you guys the whole time. I want some interaction. I want people to interact and bounce ideas off of someone to remind me when I'm forgetting shit. Me to remind someone else when they're forgetting shit. Working together, that's what that's called. But I'm looking forward to continuing this live stream, growing it, and we'll see where we end up at. But again, thank you all for actually, sorry, I'm just going to, Select Pet. Other streams I mod in, it carries over, so I think it will be here. You stay, and Chevy Fish said you stay till unmodded by you. Well, Chevy Fish, you seem to know a lot about this too, so I think I'm going to mod you up too. just as an appreciation as well, if you don't mind doing it, for coming and supporting me on my first live stream. So what I'm gonna do, 54 punchies, the lady from what I see. Aquarium Cop, thank you. Thanks for supporting me. Alice, Select Pet, Big J's, Chevy Fish, everybody who came and support us. I'm gonna wrap it up now. It was short and sweet, but down the wormholes on in 3 minutes. So I'd appreciate it if y'all went over and supported my fellow Canadian YouTuber there as well. It seems that Canadians like to get up nice and early to do things on Sunday mornings. But again, thank you all, and happy fish keeping.